Good day. I am Edan Peñarroyo and I will be reporting on the Diwata 1 and Diwata 2. So I will be comparing these two Filipino satellites and the Philippines space technology progress. So let's begin. So the content of this report will be Diwata 1, the first microsatellite of the Philippines. Diwata 2, its successor with enhanced capabilities, and the purpose of these two satellites. We are going to compare the missions, the technical details, and contributions of these Philippine-made no, satellites. Okay, so the Philippines' uh, introduction to space technology began with the launch of Diwata 1, followed by its successor, Diwata 2. Both satellites were developed under the Philippine Scientific Earth Observation Microsatellite or PHL Microsat program. They share common goals but also differ in capabilities, technology, and mission enhancement. So this report compares Diwata 1 and Diwata 2 in terms of their mission objectives, technical specifications, and contributions to the Philippines' growing space program. The mission objectives of these two satellites. Okay, so Diwata 1, the first microsatellite built by the Philippines, was primarily launched for Earth observation and scientific research. And its objectives also include disaster risk management, where it monitors natural disasters like typhoons, floods, and volcanic eruptions. It also monitors environment like observing forests, agriculture, and natural resources. In scientific research, uh, it strengthens local research in space technology and gaining experience in satellite operations. Now, Diwata 2 launched 2 years after Diwata 1, and it expanded on the mission of its predecessor by improving imaging capabilities and adding new functionalities. So, building on Diwata 1's observation capacity with better technology for more precise data. So, that is why it put high resolution Earth imaging uh, on the first priority. Then, on the disaster risk management, it continued monitoring of natural disasters. And equipped with amateur radio unit or ARU, it improves satellite communication, allowing it to assist in emergency communication, especially during disasters. It also enhanced scientific research and contributed to long-term Earth observation and space studies. Now, both satellites focused on Earth observation and disaster management, but Diwata 2 introduced additional functionalities such as satellite communications via its ARU. While Diwata 1 was an entry into space technology, Diwata 2 was a more advanced platform designed to extend and refine Diwata 1's mission objective. Let's discuss about orbital details. No? Diwata 1 is a sun synchronous satellite Its altitude is around 400 kilometers. Its inclination is 97.6 with a period of 90 minutes per orbit, while Diwata 2 is also sun synchronous with a higher altitude of 620 kilometers. Its inclination is 97.9 degrees and its period is a bit longer, which is 97 minutes per orbit. Now, Diwata 2 orbits at a higher altitude than Diwata 1, allowing for a broader view of the Earth's surface and enabling it to gather data over a wide geographic range. Both satellites use sun-synchronous orbits, providing consistent observation conditions, but Diwata 2's higher altitude results in a longer orbital period. Now, let's discuss on their launch details. Okay? Diwata 1 was launched on March 23, 2016 as a payload on Atlas V rocket by Orbital ATK in collaboration with the National Aeronautics and Space Administration or NASA. The satellite was deployed from the International Space Station on April 27, 2016, marking the first Filipino-built satellite to be deployed into space. The launch from the ISS allowed for safe and precise deployment into its target object, and this milestone paved the way for the Philippines' future space program. Now, unlike Diwata 1, Diwata 2 was directly launched into orbit via H-2A rocket, showing a shift towards more complex, independent satellite deployment for the Philippines. The later satellite launch was part of the Philippines' increasing capability to manage and operate advanced space mission. Okay? The launch provider for the Diwata 2 was Japan's the launch provider was Japan Aerospace Exploration Agency or JAXA. Payload and bus specification. So the Diwata 1's payload is composed of a high precision telescope for high precision and high resolution imaging, a spaceborne multispectral imager with liquid crystal tunable filter for multispectral data capture, wide field camera for large area imaging, a middle field camera for intermediate resolution imaging, and it weighs 50 kilograms based on the 2U CubeSat form factor with solar panels for power. And Diwata 2 was similar because it also has a high precision telescope for high resolution imaging, and it has a spaceborne multispectral imager with LCTF for improved multispectral data capture. It has a wide field camera for larger coverage compared to Diwata 1, and it has an amateur radio unit. So it is an added functionality for satellite communication. It weighs 56 kilogram and also has solar panels for power. Diwata 2 carries an enhanced version of Diwata 1's payload with improvements in imaging capabilities and broader range of functionalities. Now, the addition of the amateur radio unit in Diwata 2 makes it versatile, allowing for communication during emergencies, which is a feature absent in Diwata 1. Additional features and status. Now, the mission duration of Diwata 1 was originally designed for 1 year, but it operated in nearly 2 years. It was decommissioned in 2018 after completing its mission objectives. Now, the program was developed under the Phil Microsoft program. Diwata 1 was a major milestone as the Philippines first stepped in satellite building, no, demonstrating the country's capability to build and deploy space technology. While Diwata 1 was decommissioned, Diwata 2 is still active and continues to contribute to Earth's observation, disaster management, and research. And the ARU, no, has allowed communication during disasters and emergencies. Now, Diwata 2 was developed as part of the Phil Microsoft program, just like Diwata 1, and it continues the legacy of Diwata 1 and improving on the capabilities of it. Diwata 1 was the Philippines' first experience in space, and Diwata 2 represents the country's progress in refining its satellite technology. Diwata 2's added capabilities, including the ARU, provide it with more practical applications, especially of times of disaster. John? Diwata 1 pioneered the Philippines' entry into space technology. So it was originally designed for 1 year, but it operated for nearly 2 years. And Diwata 2 advanced the mission with enhanced features and extended functionality. Now, both satellites contributed to disaster management, environmental monitoring, and space research. While Diwata 1 was decommissioned in 2018, Diwata 2 is still active. Okay. Diwata 2 is a stepping stone for the future mission because of its added capabilities, including the ARU, which provide it with more application, especially in times of disaster. Thank you. That ends my report. Again, I am Edan Peñarroyo. Thank you and good day.